No, Mom, it wasn't the actual devil. No, they were just dressed as the devil, Mom. They're not, yeah, no, I have to go. Yeah, you did warn me about Hollywood.
I'd like to thank the devil and all the dark lords.
Bro, there's no way that was real. What's scary in the TikToks we're about to watch today is the fact that 90% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more creepy TikToks.
Stop scrolling. The dark truth about AI. If you don't know what AI is, it stands for artificial intelligence, aka robots. So I'm pretty sure anyone with common sense knows that AI is on the come up and is taking over right now. They've come so far advanced that they're able to make robots that look so similar to humans, just like this one. And this one, I swear I see like 20 of these guys a day. It's getting to the point where it's actually becoming scary. Scary enough to the point where they literally can replace your job. Yes, you heard that right. They predict that by 2030, 20 million jobs will be gone due to robots. Things like cashiers and jobs like that will no longer be needed by humans because robots will take them over. Believe it or not, it's happening right in front of your eyes right now as we speak. Walmart is literally making stores with nothing but self-checkout. McDonald's are having robots that take your order and deliver your food. At this rate, either they're going to have humans merge with robots or they're just going to have robots take over completely. I mean, all it takes is one wrong glitch and they could literally have us all wiped out. And it gets even crazier, so make sure to blow this video up, follow me, and share with as many people as possible for part 2.
I don't know how many of these videos are actually like true facts and like based on a lot of real stuff that's going on, or if it's just kind of conspiracy and like pieces put together. It's just crazy to think that these things could be real. And especially with the way the world's going, like it's just piece by piece coming together, like especially with like this AI technology. It all started off as something cool, like, oh, I could ask it a question, it'll answer to me. But now it's like getting too smart. Now it's starting to like take over a little bit. Now it's starting to fight back. You know what I mean? Like, all right, it's getting, you know what I'm saying? Like it's getting a little too comfortable here. You know, it needs to, you know what I'm saying? Just a little step back. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If we get taken over by robots, that is going to be crazy. Y'all are gonna see an AI version of me react to videos because I'm literally gonna get taken over by robots.
And the worst part is, they're always telling us.
No, Mom, it wasn't the actual devil. No, they were just dressed as the devil, Mom. They're not, yeah, no, I have to go. Yeah, you did warn me about Hollywood. Yes, you did, Mom. Yeah, you did. Yeah, I will. Thank you. She said she'll be praying for all of us. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the devil and all the dark lords.
In this movie, you're fighting the devil. I call him Beelzebub, Lucifer. It's how I got this job. How did you prepare for the role of fighting with the devil?
I did research in satanic kind of cults and stuff like that. In Los Angeles right now, there's like 50,000 devil worshippers. That's not even including the agents.
Yeah.
But let me
Our crowd was too busy cheering satanic worship to hear the joke. That was the sad part.
My upbringing, I grew up in a Christian environment. It took me to my adult years or leaving home where I could really try on something different for myself. That was Satanism. It's working out really well. I made a pact. That's why the movie came out so well.
Thank you to Satan for giving me inspiration on how to play this role.
Ariana Grande is not who you think she is anymore, and I will prove it. Something shocking is happening, and nobody's talking about it. Ariana Grande's face, voice, and even behavior have completely changed, and fans are convinced she's not the same person. First, her face looks completely different from when she started her career. While some claim it's just cosmetic surgery, others argue that her features, like the shape of her eyes and even her smile, don't match up, sparking rumors she might be a completely different person. Then there's her voice. Compare her older songs to her new ones, and you'll notice subtle differences in tone and pitch. Fans are asking, how can her voice change so drastically? What's even stranger is her behavior. Ariana has been noticeably more distant, avoiding public appearances and interviews, fueling theories that she's hiding something. And have you noticed? Some of her famous tattoos have mysteriously vanished in recent photos, as if they're trying to erase the past. Could she have been replaced by a double, a clone, or even someone controlled by larger forces?
Bro, the stories with celebrities just go so deep. It's crazy. Pause. But it's so crazy because like there's so much tied to every single celebrity and how it all just puzzles together. It's actually insane. Like somebody that you would never expect or never think could be wrapped up in a whole situation that like doesn't even necessarily involve them. They just kind of like, but that's why like these whole conspiracies of like clones and like crazy allegations, it's just all one big game and all these people are just like the players, bro. That's why they're all so similar, because they're all just caught up in the same type of scheme. And the people that don't go for it, they just get pushed to the side and they get left off. So it's like, you know, you either got to play the games or, you know, you just get pushed to the side. But, you know, me personally, I'm not playing no Diddy games, so I'm gonna stay on YouTube. You know, I'm gonna chill here because, you know, I don't know. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a crazy world we live in. Giving up your booty for fame is crazy.
8 disturbing facts about Disney World you never knew. The last one will blow your mind. Number 1. The Haunted Mansion contains real human ashes because guests secretly scatter cremated remains throughout the ride. Number 2. Disney World has its own secret underground tunnel system called Utilidors, where cast members disappear from public view and travel unseen throughout the park. Number 3. The park has a dedicated jail and holding facility on property where they detain guests before turning them over to local authorities. Number 4. Disney World is technically its own government with the power to issue municipal bonds, collect taxes, and operate its own fire department and emergency services. Number 5. Cast members are required to stay in character even during medical emergencies and cannot break character until they're completely out of guest sight. Number 6. The park has a secret team of overnight cleaners who power wash away all evidence of the day's incidents before guests arrive the next morning. Number 7. Disney World pumps artificial scents throughout the park to manipulate guest emotions and encourage spending in specific areas. Number 8. Club 33, Disney's secret exclusive restaurant, has a waiting list that's decades long and costs over $100,000 just to join.
What the hell is going on this planet? So according to NASA, the aliens that's supposed to be coming here in November have a strong resemblance to us. The aggressive aliens that's on their way to Earth that's supposed to get here in November resemble African American people. And they're saying they're around 7 feet tall. And if that's the case, we already know why they're aggressive. We already know what they're coming back here for. Earlier this summer, the Pentagon said that the Anunnaki will be back here in the next 2 years. And now NASA, of course, again, NASA, is saying that the aliens that are coming here this November look like African Americans. You do the math. The truth of the matter is, the truth has been hidden for way too long about what this planet is, where this planet came from, who we are as a people. And apparently, those interstellar beings that's coming here are coming here for a reason. And apparently, someone's spoken to them. Someone is keeping contact with them. Someone knows their true purpose.
I don't know why, but like with all this weird stuff going on, I feel like there's something crazy gonna come out one day. Like I don't know what exactly, like, because the whole alien thing like always tripped me out a little bit, but like then again they could just be using it to kind of scare us or like, you know, push some narratives and like, you know, make us worry about some other shit or make us worry about stuff that don't really matter and just try to like scare us. But honestly, bro, there's no telling what's on this world. There's so much crazy stuff out there. I really would not be surprised if, I don't even know, bro. I don't even know what's coming, but you know, I'm here for it, I guess. I mean, I'm living, so I mean, I guess we're all living, so we're all here for it.
There's this thing called Operation Often, and it was hidden from the majority of government until 1975 to 77. The FBI director basically destroyed all evidence of MK Ultra. So in December of 2024, they just released 1,200 documents, gave more light to this thing called Operation Often. Operation Often was a joint U.S. Army and CIA project launched in the late 1960s. They went full in on hiring Satanists, witches, to study and see if they could weaponize the paranormal. This is not made up. These documents came out saying that they were doing this. There are even reports that this program had files on spiritual possessions, poltergeist activity, and demonic entities.
Bro,
this is the U.S. government saying, like, let's research this and see if we can weaponize it.
they're looking at spirituality as like a science to be like harnessed because they know it's real. People think black magic, witchcraft, all this stuff is baloney, but I'm like, if the government, they've been looking, now they're like, now we're going to conduct a study on it.
This was at the height of the Cold War paranoia, so they're like just trying to figure out anything to weaponize.
Yeah.
The real truth, you better wake up and find out, has been around you all of your life. You just didn't see it. Example, Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846. John Kennedy was elected to Congress 1946. Abe Lincoln was elected president in 1860. John Kennedy was elected president 1960. The names Lincoln and Kennedy both contain 7 letters. Both presidents were particularly concerned with civil rights. Both of the president's wives lost children while living in the White House. Lincoln's secretary was named Miss Kennedy. Kennedy's secretary was named Miss Lincoln. Both were by Southerners. Both were succeeded by Southerners. Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, was born in 1908. John Wilkes Booth, who was Lincoln, was born in 1839. Lee Harvey Oswald was assassinated in 1939. Both assassins were known by three names: John Wilkes Booth, Lee Harvey Oswald. Both names are comprised of 15 letters. President Lincoln was shot at a theater named Ford. Kennedy was shot at a car named Lincoln, made by Ford. John Wilkes Booth ran to a theater and was caught in a warehouse. Oswald ran from a warehouse and was caught in a theater. Booth and Oswald were both assassinated before they could go to trial. And a week before Lincoln was shot, he was in Monroe, Maryland. A week before Kennedy was shot, he was with Marilyn Monroe.
The truth is hidden in plain sight, and this is how they hide everything. If you are looking for the knowledge that has been hidden from us, if you want to know the meaning behind these symbols, if you want to know who controls the world, this ebook will literally unveil that to you, and ye shall know the truth, and truth shall set.
Nothing to do with the paranormal. However, he recently purchased a 2002 Nissan Xterra and decided to install some LED reverse lights on it. And one of his viewers requested that he test it out and show the performance of the lights. And so Mr. Fender decided to head into the woods to showcase his new installation, but managed to capture something absolutely terrifying instead.
The lights are definitely functional, but unfortunately I live in a city and there are street lights everywhere. But I can find a place to go test them. Okay, I found some really dark woods. I just put some tinfoil over the reverse lights. So I'm going to show you what the stock reverse lights look like, and then I'm going to uncover them and show you what the added reverse lights look like. These are the stock reverse lights.
Literally can't see anything.
And these are the ones I just installed. Look how friggin' bright that is. This is amazing. Yeah, so these are not just for looks.
After the car lights turn on, a creepy looking hand can be seen just sliding back around the tree and into the darkness. Mr. Fender then decided to come back here during the day to take a look.
Okay, this road goes down to the lake, which is right there, and a public boat landing. This is where my truck was backed in. Well, it's actually a path, and that is the tree with the stick leaned up against it. As you can see, people illegally dump stuff out here all the time, mostly trash, but a lot of animal carcasses too. And this is the tree. And here we are behind the tree. It's where my Xterra was backed in. I'm about 5'10". I'm not a very superstitious person, so you're not going to get much out of me. I just think, if anything, somebody back here.
A creepy hand behind a tree in the complete darkness of the night, and he still thinks it was just a person. To be honest, that would be the scariest possibility anyway. What do you think? Ghost or a person or something else? Let me know down below.
People like this are the people that do not survive in horror movies, because there's no possible way bro just casually went back to the spot and acted like nothing happened. Like, he is way too chill about this. You just told me that he went to the woods, turned his flashes on, and there's somebody behind the tree, and not just sitting behind the tree. Like there is no context on this earth that can justify what bro is doing to that tree. And especially, like, think about it, like, say that was a real person, why are you in the middle of nowhere just like rubbing a tree? Like, isn't that just odd? Like, imagine you text your homie, you're like, yo, what you doing right now? You busy? Oh yeah, I'm just in the middle of the woods at 12 at night hugging and rubbing a tree. Like, bro, what are you doing, bro? But whether that's a ghost or not, that's still a creepy situation, because why is there somebody out there or something out there? Like, very unexplainable situation. We'll never really get the answer to it, but y'all let me know what you think it was in the comments.
There's a conspiracy theory that claims that we're already dead, and the evidence comes from science. There are two things that are documented to happen when someone clinically dies. The first is that your entire life will flash before your eyes. And the second is that your brain keeps working 7 minutes after your body is gone. And we've literally recorded the brain still firing after death, actively creating memories. So for 7 minutes, we're in this like dreamlike state where we're reliving our entire life. And according to this guy you may have heard of, Albert Einstein, time is relative. But what does that actually mean? This is suggesting that 7 minutes in the real world could feel like 100 years in the dream state. Kind of like when you fall asleep, you dream an entire movie, then wake up 5 minutes later. Now here's where it gets weird. Some people believe that we all 2012. That's when the Mayan calendar predicted the end of the world. And remember, this is all just for fun. This is just a conspiracy theory. This theory suggests that instead of an apocalypse, we collectively slipped into this 7-minute brain echo. And this right here, right now is our dream. This is us reliving our memories. And little time glitches, little weird things like the Mandela effects or like deja vu or feeling like the world is off, those are just cracks in the memory trying to keep itself stitched together. So this theory is saying that that would mean that the world did end and we just haven't accepted it yet. Do you think we're 7 minutes into the afterlife? You can come over here for longer freaky videos.
Here's some weird conspiracy theories that I fully believe in as someone who used to watch every single Shane Dawson conspiracy theory video growing up. Number one is that our phones are constantly listening to and watching us at all times. I feel like we've all had that experience where we'll talk about something that we've literally never talked about and then 5 minutes later an ad pops up on our phone about it, which is just, it's not a coincidence. And at the same time, Shane Dawson did just make a video basically about how our phone is kind of constantly watching us and proved this theory using like red light analysis. I don't know, but the whole thing was weird and I 100% believe that they are both watching and listening to us through our iPhones. Number two is the butterfly effect, which basically means that everything we do will like alter our future. If you leave the house 10 minutes later than you were planning on, something in your future could drastically change. And I will fully believe in this. I will see stuff happen. I'll watch car accidents happen. I'm like, damn, like if they weren't driving at this time, like that probably wouldn't happen. Just like all these different little things that happen in my life, or like if I didn't go to a specific workout class one morning, I wouldn't have met my boyfriend. Like everything affects something else in your life. And it's so crazy when you think about it. Number three is that I kind of think The Simpsons do somewhat predict the future. Like, I'm not saying they have a crystal ball and sit there, but it is just weird the amount of coincidences that show has happened. Like, Donald Trump becoming president, the whole submarine exploding, which is something none of us would have ever imagined. Just like all these little things that their show has predicted. And I'm just like, there's something going on because it's just so many coincidences. Like, it's weird. Number four is that aliens are 1000% real, and if you don't believe that and think that we are the only things that have ever existed in the entire universe, you are just so ignorant, I think. Like, I'm not saying that they're green little aliens walking around, but there's 1000% other life. And number five is that I 1000% believe in some sort of like higher society that is low-key running the world. I'm not saying it's the Illuminati or something like that, but something of the sort where people with power and money are 1000% controlling like our government and the world. I think that recently I've just been shown that money can get you anything in this world. You can grease the palms of pretty much anyone nowadays. And to think that there are not people with power and money that are low-key running everything going on, I feel like is crazy.
This is why exposing the truth is scary.
People who expose the truth.
One of the most amazing things that I have ever seen in the bottom of the ocean. It was while filming for Blue Planet in the Gulf of Mexico. And I noticed there's something out in the distance. Couldn't tell exactly what, but it looked like a dark band. And as we approached it, the dark band became a donut. I saw this donut. It was black in the center. What the heck is that? And so, as we get closer and closer to it, I noticed that the black band had what appeared to be water lapping against the shoreline. This band was a ring of mussels. And inside the ring of mussels was a lake. And it's like, wait a minute. I'm already underwater. We went out over the water in this lake and tried to descend in it and bounced off. It was so super saline and intense that the submarine couldn't go down it. We literally bounced off. And as we bounced off, we sent ripples heading back to the shoreline.
Okay, so you know how they say that the past, present, and future is all existing simultaneously? The way that we perceive time in chronological order linearly is not the way that time actually moves. If the past, present, and future are all existing simultaneously. Everything in the universe starts with the Fibonacci sequence. The universe is literally composed of mathematical equations. Every single thing grows in this pattern. It's a hurricane, a galaxy, an ammonite, a succulent, an acorn. You can even see this in any fetus. Galaxies are formed this way. Like, the list goes on, you get it. When you see the Fibonacci sequence in 3 dimensions, you see it in these staircases or in a tornado. So for those that believe this block theory that time is not happening linearly, that all time is happening simultaneously, and time is happening in the 4th dimension, stay with me. What if time is happening in the Fibonacci sequence? Like, if you take a look at this staircase, every single person on this staircase, no matter what point they're at on the staircase, they can see each other. Another one made of glass, just to make you get the idea better. I know this might be hard to grasp, but I feel like I'm onto something here. If everything starts and grows in this pattern, what if this is the energetic architecture of the path of our lives, the growth of our lives, and the way that time moves? In 2016, when I first opened my third eye, I had this vision of the Fibonacci sequence unwinded like this in the 3 dimension, and I saw a man go through his entire life in the Fibonacci sequence. But the bottom was the widest point and the top was the smallest point. He started his life at the bottom, at the opening, and as he went up to death and enlightenment, he got to the top. As that path narrows, though, there's less and less room. Like, pretend you're in a tunnel and you have less.
At first glance, nothing seems amiss. But upon closer inspection, right behind the young girl standing in the center of the frame, her hands playfully covering her face, a strange, grey, pallid-looking figure can be seen. This ghostly childlike form is partially obscured, and the longer you look, the more disturbing the figure becomes. According to the poster, neither he nor his ex-partner had any interest or experience with the paranormal.
Yo, this would be like a terrifying situation to be in. Like, could you imagine you're with your family or friends or whatever, and you just take a picture and there is somebody behind you that is not even like a person you know, or like not even supposed to be there. They're just there, and you just gotta live with that for the rest of your life, not knowing who that is, why they're there, or like how that even happened. It's just like, I feel like one of the creepiest and most annoying feelings we have as people is curiosity and just not knowing, because there's so many things that we don't know, and it just always makes you not worry, but it's just always in the back of your mind. It just don't sit right with you sometimes. Like, especially this, like, if I'm posted up, I just take a nice little picture, say I'm out to eat for my birthday, and there's just like a 6'4" all white creature just standing behind me, just staring at the camera. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I really don't. Like, there's nothing I really can do, because he's just looking at the camera. Like, what you gonna do about it? But I don't know, there's so many cases of this, and like, they're just never explained. People just overlook it. Like, but y'all let me know in the comments if y'all ever had an experience like this, because I'm actually really interested to know that.
She was alone with her grandson when they noticed something had been watching them. Our grandmother, who lives in a house where her husband's mother had passed away, was taking care of her grandson one day. But while playing with her phone, the grandson began recording. And little did they know, he would capture something so horrific, it caused him to move out and never step foot onto that house again. As she begins to get him ready to change his diaper, the child starts to record himself, and while he's being moved around, he captures this. What looks like a black figure can be seen standing behind them, watching them. If it was just the two of them in the house, then just what exactly is that?
Baru aja sampai. Nih, masih pakai helm kan? Baru sampai. Udah disambut. Assalamualaikum. Sedap. Anjing. Ketawa aku bangsat. Gimana hidup ini woi? Oh di sini. Nah. Oh udah itu teh. Lihat kan? Baru pun sampai kan bangsat kan. Saya lagi malas buat konten. Ini pun sedikit aja kan karena tadi baru sampai tiba-tiba hujan. Udah dengar suara-suara aneh gini. Jadi next saya nggak akan konten-konten lagi. Saya cuma fokus mau main piano. Saya mau ngulik-ngulik lagu. Jadi saya mau fokus. Apapun gangguannya terserah. Intinya saya mau main aja. Biarin aja digangguin.
She started praying for her life as something tried to get in. A man named JB recorded something horrifying right after his father was rushed to the hospital due to a sudden brain hemorrhage. Shortly after, JB's mum notices something trying to force the patio door open. JB's father passed away shortly after arriving at the hospital, leading the family to believe that this aggressive entity was responsible for his past.
I'm not gonna lie, if this is real, this is a really sad story because these events kind of line up in such a creepy way that, like, if it is an actual story, that it's just low-key kind of sad. He lost his dad and then this happens in the same moment that incident is going on. That's like a really big coincidence. I mean, I wouldn't call it a coincidence, but you know, you have your beliefs, I got my beliefs, and I genuinely do feel like things like that are not just coincidences. Like, those are real things that happen to an extent, you know, like it just depends on the situation. Yeah, now the lights are not gonna flicker. I'm just gonna be like, Grandpa, are you home? Like, no, you know, Grandpa's not coming home. He's not home. So, you know, but yeah.
On October 4th of 2024, a man sits down with his girlfriend to watch a horror movie with her. He has already seen the movie himself and knows she'll react in a funny way to it, so he decides to record her reaction while she watches for the first time. Now, they also just moved into this house, which is right next to a cemetery. Not to mention they have a creepy collection of clown dolls and other strange things. So while watching the movie, this happens.
The Son, and the Holy Spirit, by this sign of the Holy Cross of our Lord Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with the Father and the Holy Spirit. Damien!
It's not even scary.
It is scary.
No.
Look down and pity. You killed your mother.
You killed your mother. You killed your mother. You killed.
The clown doll on the wall suddenly moves right after the exorcist face appears on the screen, instantly catching the boyfriend's attention and creeping him out. Many viewers told them that by watching these type of paranormal films, you can unknowingly open a portal to your house. But the couple remains unconvinced and believes it has something to do with the cemetery itself. And they could be right because the very next night, she decides to show the cemetery to her viewers while asking for advice, when something utterly terrifying is captured. Watch closely.
Part 2 of my scary clown video. Okay, so I thought I'd show you that I actually do live across the road from a cemetery. Normally this stuff doesn't scare me, but the clown kind of did. But I find this very peaceful, restful place. I've walked in here a few times. I've been here about a week. Yeah. So, I don't know, maybe I need some sage, because the scary clown is kind of scary, and I'd rather not have that happen again. So any tips and advice would be great. Thank you.
Right after she mentions needing sage, a dark shadow figure can be seen moving behind one of the headstones before disappearing. They are planning to use sage to cleanse the house, but as we have seen previously, sometimes that makes things worse.
I feel like some people like just don't use common sense. You watch a horror movie, something creepy happens, and you're like, what could it be? Oh, I don't know. Maybe you're watching a horror movie and you live right across from a cemetery. Like, you're just asking for it. Like, you know, even if you don't believe in that stuff, like doing things that may lead to something, even if you don't believe in it, if it is real, it's coming for you. You know what I mean? It's just certain people just do things, and then when something actually happens, they're like, oh, well, how could this be? You know what I mean? It's just like, you can't be clueless, you know? Like, obviously, you know, they're just telling the story and all this and that, but for them to say they don't know or don't understand why, like, because if this stuff is real, you know, those two things probably aren't the best to keep negative stuff away from you. But yeah, none of this stuff is anything to mess with, bro. I mean, horror movies are cool, but, you know, when it gets into like the whole Ouija boards and all this and that, going to graveyards, like, unless it's for like an actual purpose to go see family, you know.
The paranormal chick here. Take a look at this spooky video. The little brother was trying to be sneaky and record his older brother playing his game, but unknowingly, he captures a ghost. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Do not antagonize ghosts, whether you believe in them or not. Take a look and see what happens. Tell me what you think.
That's pass interference. What are you doing with my phone?
I'm just checking out your apps.
Really? That's why you're holding the phone like that? You better not be recording. In fact, you know what? I want you to be recording this because this beatdown needs to be documented. I don't know why.
Oh my god. Your cabinet just opened by itself. What? Oh my god. Your cabinet just opened by itself. I just watched your cabinet open.
That was already like that.
No, I watched your cabinet open just now. Oh my gosh, I promise you.
It open by itself?
Yes, I promise you.
Really? Oh, so what, we got a ghost up in here? Is that it? Oh, you in the wrong house, dude. Why don't you show yourself? God. You want to see me in some Madden? You come on and bring it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Again, if you do not question anything and you do not believe in any kind of conspiracy theory, you are an NPC. I need you to remember when conspiracy theory was coined a thing, it was after JFK was assassinated, and it was to keep people from asking questions. So they said, oh no, conspiracy theorists are doing this and that. Those two words were words, but not together until after that. So just remember that those people that actually use their brains and they ask questions and they don't believe every single fucking narrative that's spewed to us because we're lied to constantly. We literally don't have the ability of seeing everything. The history that we're taught in grade school from the time that we start learning stuff at an impressionable age, it is a narrative. It is not everything. So again, if you don't believe in any kind of conspiracy theory, even from the smallest to the largest, you are an NPC.
So there's been a lot of paranormal creepy stuff that's been happening in my basement because when my basement was being built, somebody died down here, and my house was built in 1982. Oh, my door just moved. Okay, it's kind of creepy. Is anybody in there? Should I go in there?
I guess, yeah. Let's look.
Nobody's in there. On the door. Well, this really doesn't have anything in it. Okay, maybe we should just go back in now. Okay, I think it should be it. I don't know. Whoa.
Wait a minute. It's on.
Alright, this has got to be the worst video I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, yeah, it was creepy, but like, this was terrible. The timing, the occurrences, this looked like a skit. Like, there was so much thought put behind absolutely nothing in this. Like, I was like, oh yeah, someone died in my basement, and then all of a sudden starts wreaking havoc on you. Like, okay, I didn't know we were just summoning. Bro just gave an introduction, and then her house just started getting even more haunted. It's just like, what?
Alright, someone explain this to me. You see these two rainbows here, alright? Which are coming from the reflection of this corner and this corner of the glass. Just like this one is here as well, coming from that corner, as well as this one coming from that corner. So when we see a rainbow outside in the sky, shaped like this, where is that coming from? The only explanation would be if we were to have some form of rounded glass structure above us. If you've never heard of the firmament.
What if I told you some celebrities don't age, they reset, like they figured out how to hit a hard rewind on their biological clock? You'll see them 1 year looking their age like everyone else, wrinkles, thinning, tired eyes, and then they vanish.
Make sure you guys are ready for these creepy TikToks because I don't know how you're gonna sleep tonight.
The following footage is wild. This is coming from an unidentified woman who was just reviewing her home security camera when she noticed something weird with her cats. At first, it looks like they were just playing with each other, but then an unseen force literally yanks her cat up off the ground. Her cats were okay, but the question she's asking, what was it? There was nobody in that room. Take a look at this footage. Look closely. Tell me what you see.
I mean, when you watch these videos, you like to be very skeptical and kind of try to look at it from every angle because, you know, it could be real, could be fake. You just got to pick out the truth and the facts from everything. But like in this clip, I don't know how to fake this. I know y'all know cats be doing a lot of crazy things. Like, I don't even know how they be ending up in certain situations. Like, cats just be doing that. There's just no reasonable explanation besides some sort of entity or force that moved this cat. Like, you know, you could say they faked it, but like how they put a string on the cat and just catapulted him backwards, like, you know, it's a little, you know, I mean, there's probably people on this earth that would do that, but it's a little bit of a reach, you know.
The Dark Side of Hollywood, Part 3.
Hidden door behind the kitchen counter in a rented house in Texas, so they immediately decided to open it and check what was behind it. And right after opening the door, they could smell a thick stench coming from below, like something had been rotting down there for a long time. And that's when things started getting weird, because none of the doors in the house had locks, and the owner never gave them any keys. So they called him to ask, what's up with this hidden door, and what is down there? But he didn't answer. So, an hour later, they came back with the entire group of girls that participated in that trip, all ready to explore whatever had been beneath them this whole time. And while going downstairs, they noticed strange drawings covering the walls, and they could barely handle the smell that kept getting worse the deeper they went. So they came back up for a moment to grab some items to defend themselves in case someone had been living down there. And the entire situation escalated when they came back after 15 minutes of mentally preparing each other. Because while they kept going down, they noticed something terrifying lying on the floor. Watch what happened.
I mean, if this clip is real, I would assume it's some sort of like person that's passed away in the basement, or maybe there's someone that's been like camping out in the house. I'm not really too sure because, you know, what they like to do is they like to play the whole clip, get you interested, and then just not tell you what happens. I don't know why. I guess it leaves you some mystery or something, but yeah, I don't know, to be honest. Like, you know, if this video is real, it does raise my suspicions that there might be someone like passed away down there, but you never know in this world. There could be anything down there. But y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments, what y'all think it is.
Did you know that in 1993 in Louisiana, a woman called the police saying there was a clown standing in front of her house for over 6 hours?
And when the officers arrived, she and her 2 children were gone?
It was supposed to be just another ordinary night, a quiet neighborhood in Louisiana. Old houses, open yards, kids playing until dark. But that afternoon, someone different showed up. A man, dressed as a clown. Faded red jumpsuit, cracked white mask, empty eyes, and a smile far too wide to be human. He stood in the middle of the street, motionless, staring at one single house, the Turners. No one knew who he was. He wasn't part of any event. No circus, no birthday party, but he stayed there for hours, without saying a word, without moving. Just watching. The neighborhood started to shut down. Lights off, doors locked, children pulled inside. But at the Turner's house, the curtain stayed open. Inside, a mother and 2 small children. At 9 p.m., she called the police, said the clown was still there, that he hadn't moved. At 11:47 p.m., she called again, whispered,
"He's smiling at me."
And the call dropped. When the officers arrived, the house was open. Dinner on the table, TV still on. 2 glasses of milk on the kitchen counter. But no one inside, just one thing in the hallway. A clown nosed left on the floor, and a sentence written in lipstick on the wall.
They laughed with me.
The police searched for weeks. No leads, no footage, no movement recorded. The house was sealed. But after that year, no one ever lived there again. The lights stayed off, the windows covered. And even today, some say that if you walk down that street late at night, you can still see him standing there, on the sidewalk, motionless, smiling, waiting for another house with children.
He thought he was losing his mind. This guy was chilling in his room, scrolling through his phone, when he noticed out of the corner of his eye that the head of his stuffed tiger toy had moved for a split second. He thought he was tripping, but just to be sure, he pulled out his camera and started recording when this happened.
Už toho mám dost. Támhle, já měl pocit, že se ten tygr na mě teď podíval. Že se teďkon otočil. Ani piču, ani piču.
Without warning, the toy's front paws suddenly moved on their own. The unexpected movement completely freaked him out, and without wasting another second, he quickly got the hell out of there. Was this just a creepy coincidence, or something far worse?
You know, honestly, like, this one's gotta be fake because you could just see the way that it moves. If you look at how the paw moved, it looked like there's something tied to it because of the way it was. Like, if you look at the way that the paw moved, it looks like someone had, like, a string tied to it. Like, you can't really see a string or anything, but you could just tell that, like, something moved it, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, like, it just moved on its own. You know, this clip does look a little fake, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, why are you sensing that your stuffed animal's about to move? Like, that's just, it's a little off, but, you know, you never know.
This is the true story of the Skinwalkers. Skinwalkers are warlocks with the ability to shapeshift and become animals or people. They can not only take your appearance, but also clone your voice perfectly. The biggest Skinwalker sightings have been in Ohio and Arizona, but they are found all over the world. The preferred form of Skinwalkers is that of your pet. They take the form of your pet and enter your home and try to act like your pet to gain your trust, and then they can take your life. Watch how in this video the boy realizes that his dog is a Skinwalker.
Let me see. I'll know if she's my dog. Marilyn, sit. Turn around. Turn around. Lay down. You're not my dog. My dog don't know how to do no The Call 911. Hey! Somebody!
These are scary what-if theories. What if everything behind you disappears, but when you look back, it reappears? What if our shadows were warning us about something in the dark because they disappear in it? What if you're the only person left on Earth and everyone and everything around us are just imaginary people and things we've made up so that we don't feel lonely? What if every time you think you hear your name being called, it's actually just your family trying to wake you up from a coma? What if the meteor that killed the dinosaurs was actually a UFO and we're the aliens?
I'm the only one besides the owner with the key. The owner lives all the way in New York. I'm in Oakland, California. So this unit had a fire a few years back. This was a little girl's room. Catch my brother, I'm getting chills, hair standing up on my arms. But the girl that happened to pass away in this unit was 3 years old. Look at what the fuck I see on the ground. Those are not an adult-sized footprint. Pointed to the wall. This is where her bed was at, right here. I talked to the owner, I video called him and everything. And I've been here and like little kids laughing. I just thought it was coming from outside, but it's like a little And I felt something go like this in my ear. Yeah, I hear all the activity coming from that closet. And right here, but this really baffled me.
When he posts this video to the internet, his viewers notice something even creepier that David didn't even hear. At 1 minute and 58 seconds into the video, a soft female voice can be heard saying, "Hi."
Yeah. Hi. No. Hi. No.
Then again, about 15 seconds later, as David signs off his video, the soft female voice is back, and it can be heard saying, "Bye."
God is love. She later. She later.
Now, David says that no one else was there with him, and it should be noted that David has never posted any paranormal video to his page before this.
I always low-key get skeptical of these videos, especially people that are like previous creators, because it's like, obviously they're gonna do stuff for content to boost their page. But for this guy, since he's never posted like paranormal videos or anything, I kind of find it hard to believe that, like, you know, he would do this for views, especially like the circumstances, like he's just posting him at work. And I don't think he would go just buy like little shoes and then just start pressing them around. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, some people really would do the most for that, but obviously like none of us are there, so it's kind of hard to tell whether this clip is real or not. But it does kind of make you think like, damn, are there really spirits and entities out here that are just like chilling? You know what I mean? Like they're just, you know, casual Tuesday, just walking around. But you guys definitely let me know your thoughts on this, because I'm really interested to hear what you guys think. You guys always have some crazy explanations going on. So
we have some breaking news on, of all people, Marilyn Monroe. Now, the man who autopsied Marilyn says the official story is wrong, and for 60 years he wasn't allowed to tell the truth. Dr. Thomas Noguchi was just 35 years old when he was assigned to examine the body of the most famous woman in the world. She was found nude, face down, her hand still resting on the phone, and the official cause of death was listed as probable taking her own life from sleeping pills. But Dr. Noguchi says that never added up, and here were the first red flags. He was brand new, still on probation, and somehow he got handed this massive celebrity case. Not the chief coroner, not even a senior pathologist. But he did the autopsy professionally, and what he found was interesting. And what he didn't find was even more interesting. Now, what he found were fatal levels of barbiturates in her blood, but what he didn't find were any pills, not even pill residue in her stomach. There were also no needle marks anywhere on her body, despite conspiracy theories that you might have heard. And then get this, the toxicology lab decided not to test her organs further. They destroyed the samples before any follow-up could happen. Dr. Noguchi wanted more tests. He had questions, but he was silenced. And look, I know that you guys are wondering how old Dr. Noguchi is, given the fact that this happened so long ago. But this is him, and at 98 years old, he's finally speaking out, because what does he have to lose? So what was it? Did she take her own life, or was she silenced? Make sure to follow and let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to check out my Substack where the full breakdown is already up. This one runs deeper than we were ever told, y'all.
Is this the end of times or something? Has anybody else noticed all the crazy weather going on around the world? First, the California wildfires. The wildfires in Hawaii. They got earthquakes in New Jersey. Then the crazy loud booms in New York that can't nobody explain. Earthquakes in Asia. You got volcanoes erupting in Russia. Then you got tsunamis in Hawaii. Then you got some shit that I ain't never seen, heard of before. Look like something out of the Bible. Called a cloudburst, where it looks like the ocean is just falling from the sky. Are the prophecies coming true? Now you see why a lot of those tunnels are being built. Underground cities, military bases. Let's not forget those doomsday bunkers them billionaires been building for a while now. Pay attention.
In the footage, they carefully check under each stall, confirming that the bathroom is completely empty.
Like, there's nobody in here. You could come out and shit. I don't even know it, bro,
But just as they turn around to look back at the stalls, something truly eerie occurs.
I don't know, but that shit's mad weird. What?
Visibly startled, the camera holder abruptly ends the clip.
I don't know, but that shit's mad weird.
But the footage becomes even creepier when slowed down, brightened, and zoomed in. In the enhanced view, a dark head-like shape can clearly be seen peering out from the stall door as it opens.
Obviously in this clip, like, he went in the bathroom to check, but like, if you just see the way that he's moving, somebody could literally just be walking around him. Like, he didn't just walk in and then show the entire stall. Like, he just walked in and kind of like zoomed around, you know what I'm talking about? Like, he kind of just moved around the stall, but like someone that was in there, they could have just followed behind him so they didn't get caught on the camera. This, you just gotta look at the whole situation and just question it. Like, okay, one, why is he in this bathroom at night? Like, where is he? Why is he just walking into the stall recording? You know, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the timing is too perfect. Most people that catch things that are real, it's like kind of off guard, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll just be recording something else and then something crazy happens. This guy was already in there recording, so it's like, you know, it's still a creepy clip, but you know, gotta read things a little bit deeper sometimes. Someone would actually watch this video and be like, oh my gosh, there's a random man in the bathroom, what are we gonna do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
She was camping in the tallest mountain of Australia when something visits her at night. A hiker named Kristen, who often posts her hiking adventures, traveling around different places, decides to hike up Mount Kosciuszko, the tallest mountain in Australia. Kristen sets up camp by herself since the hike proved longer than expected, but as nighttime comes, she begins to hear someone or something moving around. As the woman describes her sleepless night, due to the strange sounds, footsteps can be heard somewhere outside. Then something begins to aggressively shake her tent.
I don't think I've slept one single minute the entire night. It's just so loud. There it is.
Kristen stays inside and spends the night, terrified, convincing herself it's just the wind. After the clear sounds of footsteps, many people in the comments don't think this was simply the wind, but possibly some sort of wildlife like a dingo. Whether this is the case or not, it doesn't explain the human-like footsteps captured just before it moved her tent. Animal or not, what do you think happened here?
I don't even know. Like, they're just either built different or this is fake, because there is no way on earth you are in the middle of nowhere and something starts hitting your tent and you're just gonna sit there straight faced. If that doesn't scare you, I don't want to know what does. Like, for me, I try to be very calm and reasonable in situations. I don't like to let things get the best of me. But like, even that, like, I'm not gonna lie, that would trip me out. Like, if I'm in the middle of nowhere and someone is hitting my tent, I'm not just gonna sit there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what I would do, but like, I'm not just gonna sit there and be calm and normal. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it could be wildlife. Like, I don't know what the hell that animal is. I'm not gonna lie. Because people say it sounds like human footprints, but I'm not gonna lie, when you're out in the wilderness, everything sounds like human steps, you know? For the most part, I do think it's an animal. Like, it is a little weird how it hits the tent, I'm not gonna lie. Because if it was an animal and it jumped on the tent, it would probably have just fallen straight through. Well, not like broke it, but like it would have put a bigger dent, you know? But what you should have learned from this video is don't go here. Because, no, like, yo, sometimes I don't get why people, like, I get why people explore, but I also don't. Because it's like, yeah, it's cool to go out there in the world, but then you have to like really think about like what is the benefit of it. Like these people will be out in the middle of nowhere in the most dangerous area. Yeah, it's a good experience, but then again, like, what are you really doing? You're just trying not to die. Like, I guess that's like every day, but
Bruno! ¡Bruno! Se movió la silla.
¿Real?
Sí.
Mira, joder.
Tipo, es de arquitecta.
I already know this is the type of story that this kid told at the lunch table for the rest of his life. Like, when you're a kid and something like this happens to you, like, you're never letting that go. I don't know why, that's just how it is. It's just one of those, like, core memories. And fair enough, though, because, you know, if I was sitting there playing with my skateboard when I was younger and then the chair just starts moving on its own, I'm never gonna forget that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and I really don't think this video is fake because, because a lot of people be like, oh, well, why is he just randomly recording? But, like, as a kid, that's just what you do. I'm saying back then as if I'm old. Like, back then, though, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know. As a kid, you just be recording stuff, you know, especially, like, when cameras and stuff came out. Like, okay, wow, I sound too, like, sorry, I'm not trying to sound old right now. Back in my day, all right, bro, I don't even know, but I recorded a video of me, like, falling out of a tree for no reason. A lot of people be like, oh, yeah, he, like, intentionally fell out the tree. Like, no, I was just recording myself. So I genuinely think that he was actually just recording himself having a nice day. And then that happened. So faking videos for attention was like a lot less common than it is now, especially for someone that's like younger. Like, I don't think they even care about that type of stuff. They're just living their life.
What if I told you some celebrities don't age? They reset, like they figured out how to hit a hard rewind on their biological clock. You'll see them 1 year looking their age like everyone else, wrinkles, thinning, tired eyes, and then they vanish for a little while. No new roles, no interviews, nothing. But when they return, they look like the younger version of themselves just walked out of a time machine. You think it's skincare? Maybe a little filler. Come on. The elites. Their skincare routine involves more than just serums and moisturizer. Let's talk theory number 1. There's been a long-running whisper about a certain rejuvenation practice, something involving youthful inner liquids. Not supplements, not stem cells. We're talking about something far more bioactive. And there's a rumor, wild but persistent, that whatever's inside those youthful inner liquids is connected to a popular web browser. Coincidence? Theory 2. Some people believe it's not even the same person, that once a celebrity has expired, gotten too old, too tired, too worn, they just get replaced. Clones, or doppelgangers. Sometimes the resemblance is so close it's unnerving. But the energy is different, they move differently, talk differently. Some even say the eyes are a dead giveaway, but it doesn't matter because by then the audience has already accepted the switch. And then there's the darkest theory, the one no one wants to believe might be real. What if they're not just trying to slow aging, but actually borrowing someone else's, let's just say masks, young, youthful masks. It's not latex, it's not digital, it's real. There are whispers of a surgical process, quiet, off the books, where the freshness of one face gets transferred to another, a full transplant, seamlessly integrated. It sounds insane until you realize the technology to do it already exists. But the real question is, like, where are they getting all these youthful masks from? I'm going to go ahead and say this is just a joke for entertainment purposes. What if I told you your favorite rapper made more off your cousin getting locked up than their last album? Sounds insane, right? But that's what happens when they all own stock in private prisons. That's how the game's been rigged for decades. See, the music industry isn't just about beats and bars anymore. It's about pipelines. And one of the biggest pipelines they've built, from the recording studio straight to the prison system. Back in the early 90s, something shifted. Labels stopped signing conscious rappers. All of a sudden, every hit song was about reckless behavior, chaos, and the kind of lifestyle that fills courtrooms. And here's the twisted part. It wasn't organic. It was engineered. Because behind those record labels, investment firms, and behind those firms, stakes in private prison companies. You think they were just making music? Nah. They were programming culture, normalize crime, glamorize chaos, and make sure the next generation thinks jail is just part of the story. But it gets darker. It's not just rappers, it's the whole industry. These artists, the ones with platinum plaques and private jets, many of them quietly own shares in the very prison systems, locking people up. Every arrest, every conviction, it's profit. They win twice. Once when you stream the music, and again when your cousin gets sentenced. And have you noticed, every time a rapper gets arrested, their streams skyrocket, mugshots go viral, labels stay quiet. Why? Because controversy is currency, and the prison system is the ATM. The scariest part, some of these artists don't even know they're part of the machine. They just play the role. But others, they're in on it, attending meetings, signing deals, raking in dividends, while the fans are left in the trenches. So the next time you hear a rapper talk about the struggle, ask yourself, whose struggle are they talking about? Yours, or the one they're profiting from behind the scenes? I'm going to go ahead and say this is just a joke for entertainment purposes.
Imagine you're in downtown Los Angeles, in the back of a lift, when you look over and you see this unidentified person change into something else. Because that's exactly what happened with this witness. They captured what appears to be this unidentified man changing in what looks like into a demonic face. Now, right away, people are going to say it's just drugs. But how many times can we use that same excuse for things that we see odd, weird, paranormal, that have no explanation and that our brain right away tries to explain away? When do we pull the wool off our eyes? Take a look at this video, comment below, tell me what you think.
I feel like this is a very tricky and sensitive topic because a lot of people are just probably on something and then they kind of show signs of like demonic things. But I feel like the more you do bad stuff, you're also allowing darker energy into your life. So obviously like the way you act is going to resemble something that's evil and something that's, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of these people are just so far out of their mind. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that are literally just like demons, like actual demons. But for the most part, I feel like a lot of these people are just struggling with life and, you know, they got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of like drug abuse and stuff like that. So, you know, it's kind of hard to pick and choose which ones could be which because it's such a common issue nowadays. So, you know, I hope these people end up good. I hope they find their way. You know, it's not easy. But honestly, it is really sad to see this stuff because I feel like the dark parts of life are always going to tempt you to go down a bad route and then it just kind of gives them an open to take over your life. So every person that goes down a dark route is in a sense allowing demonic stuff in their life. But you guys let me know your thoughts on this because obviously I know y'all got a lot of opinions.
The dark side of Hollywood icon, Jerry Lewis. 5. Fame and influence. Jerry Lewis, known for classics like The Nutty Professor and his partnership with Dean Martin, was one of Hollywood's biggest stars. His influence extended beyond acting, as he commanded groundbreaking contracts and held significant power in the industry, shaping the comedic landscape of his era. 4. Behind-the-scenes allegations. Despite his public image, Lewis faced accusations of inappropriate behavior from actresses who worked with him. Accounts reveal troubling incidents, including unwanted advances, inappropriate remarks, such as during the production of The Ladies' Man. 3. A culture of intimidation. Victims often felt silenced by the pervasive fear of retaliation. Lewis's immense power made reporting misconduct nearly impossible, as actresses risked ostracization, damaged reputations, or the loss of their careers if they spoke out. 2. A systemic problem. These allegations underscore systemic issues in Hollywood's golden age, where exploitation was often swept under the rug. The culture of silence and complicity allowed powerful figures like Lewis to act with impunity, revealing the darker side of a glamorous era. 1. Emotional fallout. Survivors described lasting emotional trauma, feelings of isolation, and difficulties in both their professional and personal lives. Their stories highlight the long-term impact of abuse and the challenges of navigating an industry that often prioritized power over accountability.
What if I told you that the increase in chronic illnesses like diabetes, cancer, and heart disease isn't just bad luck or a result of modern life, but part of a bigger plan? Think about it. Despite all the amazing advances in medicine, how often do you hear about a real cure for these diseases? Not just a treatment that you take every day, but an actual cure that makes the problem disappear forever. It's rare, isn't it? Some people believe this isn't a coincidence. They say the system we trust to keep us healthy might actually be designed to keep us sick. Let's start with Big Pharma, the name given to the powerful companies that make medicine. These companies make billions of dollars every year, not by curing diseases, but by selling drugs that people need to take for their whole lives. If they cured everyone, they'd lose customers. Imagine if there were a pill that could completely cure diabetes. Wouldn't that be great? But here's the catch. Once everyone is cured, there's no more need for diabetes medication. That's a huge loss of money for the companies making those drugs. Some people believe this is why so much money goes into treatments, and so little goes into finding actual cures. But it's not just about the medicine. Look at the food we eat every day. Most of it is processed, full of sugar, unhealthy fats, and chemicals, with names you can't even pronounce. These foods aren't just making us gain weight, they're causing long-term health problems like heart disease and diabetes. And who approves these foods? The same agencies that are supposed to protect us. Even though studies show that some of these ingredients are harmful, they still end up on our plates. Why? Because food companies and pharmaceutical companies often work hand in hand. The worse our diets are, the more health problems we develop. The more health problems we have, the more money Big Pharma makes by selling us treatments. And it goes deeper. Have you ever noticed how some researchers or doctors who talk about natural cures or alternative treatments get silenced? Maybe their funding is suddenly cut, or they're labeled as crazy by the media. There are stories of promising research into cures for cancer, diabetes, and other diseases being buried or blocked because it would hurt the profits of major companies. Some scientists have even come forward to say they were told to stop their work if it got too close to a real cure. Then there's the issue of who's in charge. Many of the people who work for organizations like the FDA or CDC, the ones that regulate medicine and food, used to work for big pharmaceutical or food companies. When their time in government is done, many go back to those companies. This revolving door creates a conflict of interest. How can these agencies truly protect public health when the people running them are tied to the industries they're supposed to regulate? It's a system where every part feeds into the next. Processed food makes us sick. The sickness creates demand for medication. The medication doesn't cure us but manages our symptoms, so we keep buying it. Meanwhile, the same companies that profit from this cycle influence the agencies that are supposed to look out for us. So, what does this mean for us? It means we need to start asking questions. Why aren't there more cures? Why do harmful ingredients stay in our food? Why is so much money made from keeping us sick? The answers might be uncomfortable, but they're important. The truth is out there. You just have to be willing to look for it.
These celebrities turn satanic for fame. This is what Rihanna looked like before she sold her soul. And this is her not too long after. But wait, there's more. Post Malone went from looking like this to this. All in the matter of just a few.
There's no way they've been doing this right in front of our eyes. What scary than TikTok's about to watch today is the fact that 90% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more creepy TikToks. Thank you.
I had to share this video with you guys tonight. It couldn't wait. This is actually coming from a woman named Lizzie. This is her Ring camera footage that she captured on the night of August 11th, 2025. And it is probably one of the wildest, craziest glitches I've ever seen. And we're actually seeing it in real time. Now, these missionaries come to her house about 8:41 at night. She doesn't answer the door, speaks to them through Ring, but this is when it gets really creepy, other than the fact that two women are showing up in the middle of the night who are saying that they're missionaries. You can see in the first camera footage, their dresses are pink and it's a certain style. Pay attention to the style of the dress. As they walk to the porch, the whole dress completely changes. The style, everything, the color, everything. This is not a trick of lighting. Their whole dresses completely change. What is going on here? Take a look at these next two videos, comment below, and tell me what you think.
It is freaking creepy. 8:41, somebody knocks on the door, and then, hold on. Check out their outfits.
They're wearing two different dresses from what they were wearing.
Is nothing compared to what they were wearing.
And we saw them. They had polka dots. They had the dresses from
go
the...
back to the other one.
We literally just saw them and they were wearing...
And like, go fast forward, like it changes color. Watch, go fast
right as soon as they get over there out of our porch.
What the heck is this? Is this at 8:41?
Look, they have
and they said they were missionary, you know.
But missionaries don't come at 9 p.m. though. That's
I asked them, you know, that, you know, it's late. And they left. And he said, I'm sorry, not trying to be rude.
That's creepy.
Check out their outfits.
They're wearing 2 different dresses from what they were wearing.
Is nothing compared to what they were wearing.
And we saw them. It had polka dots. It had the dresses.
This one kind of got me concerned because I don't know how this could even be edited. As you could tell, she's literally showing the clip from the actual app with the camera. So them being able to edit it is probably not likely. And like obviously there's a lot of people that fake things for attention, but this just seems like a whole different level of like strange. I mean, it is kind of weird that they're coming in the middle of the night to go knock on someone's door. Like that's just really odd. And especially after the whole outfit change thing, that's just really creepy. So who knows if these were even real people? Who knows what they were up to? I would rather not find out, but this was definitely a scary clip.
Have you guys seen this conspiracy of this guy saw like a giant? This is so weird. Okay, so this guy was driving and then there's a state park there with this big mountain. And he's like, what in the world? Looks like there's like a giant walking on the mountain. And so then he's just started pursuing it. Like, I need to find out what this is.
Yeah.
He tried to go up the state park road. There was a guy who claimed he was CIA and said the road's closed, turn around. But this car just kept on showing up at his house. And like he gets a video of like, he like looks out the window. He runs outside. The car peels and just drives away. And then he like put out this statement and it was almost like he was reading off of something like, hey, those videos I did,
I was just kidding.
Yeah, they're fake. I'm just kidding. And then he just disappears.
There's this guy like this behind the camera.
He's gone. You're not hearing what I'm saying.
Yes!
He's gone.
I heard it. Wait, gone?
They don't know where he is.
He's a missing person.
He's missing.
Oh my gosh! Guys, okay,
And
but wait,
presumed
no,
deceased.
But it wasn't just Grande's star power or spicy food reactions that grabbed everyone's attention. At exactly 19 minutes and 13 seconds into the interview, something truly bizarre happens.
Okay, but it does oh my god, I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's all right.
I couldn't do that again if I tried. Okay.
As Ariana reaches for another hot wing, viewers notice the wings seem to inexplicably defy gravity, rising awkwardly upward into the air without any clear reason or intervention.
Okay, but it does oh my god, I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's all right.
I couldn't do that again if I tried.
This one is kind of a reach, but you know, knowing the backstory behind the whole industry and how much of a powerful celebrity she is, you know, anything could be possible. Do I really think there's a haunted chicken wing? I don't really know, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, there's always a chance. Like, I mean, I feel like everybody can do something that they did not mean to do, and it's just very unexplainable. I feel like everybody has that type of experience in our life. She could just be evil and be haunting the chicken wings. So y'all let me know what you think. Do you think she's evil or it was just a haunted chicken wing?
Celebrities who are evil.
Drake, Taylor Swift, Doja Cat, Beyonce, Pope Francis, Jay-Z, Tom Cruise, Rihanna, LeBron James, Katy Perry, Billie Eilish, Cardi B, Dua Lipa, Ice Spice, Lady Gaga, Zendaya.
What if I told you it's not just Diddy? There's even deeper and darker secrets Hollywood has.
Watch this.
You think the Diddy thing is big? If you're the type of person and you think the Diddy thing is big, fucking buckle up. Because it's literally every politician, every big ass celebrity, every big actor. It's not just one guy that was off the rails and, oh, we just found out. Are you fucking kidding me? We are about to learn publicly, right? Actually been happening at the top. And it's fucked up. And a lot of people's consciousness are not going to be able to handle it because it is dark and it is twisted. And I know you might think I'm speaking vaguely, but no.
It's not that just one or two celebrities are bad and doing very dark things. They're all somehow connected. Diddy was probably just the fall guy. I don't think they just let anybody become an A-list celebrity. There's probably some very dark ritualistic things you have to do to gain their trust. But remember, it's probably not just one bad apple. The whole tree is probably rotten. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Stay weird. These celebrities turn satanic for fame. This is what Rihanna looked like before she sold her soul. And this is her not too long after. But wait, there's more. Post Malone went from looking like this to this. All in the matter of just a few years. Now, I'm not saying this is 100% fact that they really sold their soul. How do you go from this to this? The devil had to be involved. Even Doja Cat seemed pretty normal before she really got famous. And she went from looking like this to this. Some would argue that they're just doing it for shock value, but I think the reasons are actually much darker. It's no coincidence that celebrities at award shows just start thanking the Most High, meaning Baphomet or Dark Lords and stuff. Remember, on that big of a stage, everything is intentional. If you want to thank God, you say, thank you, God. Most people don't say the Most High. We know who she's referring to. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what I should cover next. I do have a new YouTube video dropping this Saturday. As always, thank you for watching. Stay weird.
He kept hearing noises in the basement. Then one night, he sees this. A man named Kyle Anthony has been hearing banging sounds coming from different places in his house for some time now. But just recently, the noise started coming from his basement inside the walls. So he decides to go in and set up a camera. What he captures is something from a nightmare. Underneath his house's crawl space, from a pitch dark corner, the silhouette of a person can be seen moving around. Trying to get to the bottom of this, Kyle decides to investigate further, but finds no traces of life anywhere down there, nor a hole where someone could go in and out.
I don't think it's a person, it's dusty down here. The air quality is not great. What kind of a subterranean species of human would it take to just chill down here?
So is this just a random person dwelling in Kyle's crawl space, or is this a look into the past, seeing the residual haunting of a man who once lost his life down there? Until further discoveries, like many videos, this one remains a mystery.
I'm not gonna lie, the odds of someone being down there are very slim to none, especially like he said, the air quality is not very good. So someone just kind of living down there or trying to survive down there probably is not likely. So I would assume if there was anything down there, it's got to be some sort of spirit, just something that's not a human. I guess we'll never really know because it just be disappearing. But I feel like this is such a common thing. Like there's so many moments that are just caught on camera that'll never be explained. But I always wonder in these clips if in certain cases there actually are people and then they just have someone lurking around their neighborhood or their house and they don't even know. It's a really creepy thought. But yeah, let me know what you think.
He was watching TV when he sees this. A man was watching TV in his living room when he suddenly hears a strange sound coming from the bathroom, so he decides to record and check it out. What he captures is terrifying.
Aquí es Ana. 10 para 7, estoy con mi tía en la sala. Se escuchan ruidos del baño. Es en el baño de abajo otra vez. Nena, ven. Se vio algo. Ven, nena. Nena, ven, nena. ¿Te he visto la llave? Nena. Ven, córrele.
A creepy pale face can be seen in the bathroom mirror, but seconds later it's gone. And when he goes inside, there's nobody there. He also explains that it's not the first time paranormal events have happened in the house, and that strange things have been going on for over a year now. So just who or what is this? A girl had an abortion in the school bathroom and then took her own life, but the security guard saw her. A security guard named Regalzu was doing a night shift while live streaming in a haunted school in Argentina. A 15-year-old student had an in the school bathroom and her own life, but on one night he captures this. A girl's voice is heard and then the door slams shut on live. and shortly afterwards a viewer notices this. A terrifying pale face of a girl can be seen in the window. He believes it's the girl who took her own life.
This is actually like a really tragic and sad story, and if this all does line up, that's actually one of the most terrifying things ever, because it's just low-key sad to think that like that she could possibly still be suffering even though she's not here anymore. And I feel like that's a lot of cases apparently. You know, it's rumored to be that spirits that suffer on earth, they just can't let go of whatever happened or can't move past it, so they're just trapped on earth suffering. And that's like obviously very sad, because you know, you don't want nobody to be going through that. But I don't know, these are some very unexplainable things that are going on in the world, so I don't even know.
You're telling me there's Antarctic human colonies,
right?
And we've encountered them?
Yep. Buddy, look. Just look at the timeline of our recorded expeditions to Antarctica. It tells you everything. James Weddell, 1824. Charles Wilkes, 1840. Started off as these rational lone expeditions, right? But then all of a sudden we don't go back for nearly 100 years. And when we finally returned, it was with Admiral Byrd's naval expedition known as Operation High Jump. Now tell me, why do you think we would halt expeditions for a century and return with an entire fleet of naval forces if it was just a cold, desolate land with nothing going on? Because this wasn't just another explorative expedition, it was a planned confrontation. Okay, we already knew they were there. We wanted to show up and appear threatening for leverage in a peace treaty. Fast forward, Byrd comes back and, dear God rest his soul, but he passes away no more than about a decade or so later. And if you think that's a coincidence, well, I just don't know what to tell you. Cut to present day. Nobody's allowed down there. Can't even approach the vicinity of the continent. And the Antarctic colony is still thriving as they've been for, God, thousands of years.
There's a theory that we actually all did die in 2012. Have you ever heard of what? The everybody is dead theory?
All of us are dead? Or everyone?
Everybody is dead theory.
I think
Have you heard about that?
Tell me.
So there's a theory, right?
Yeah.
Continuing, I wanted to warn you guys. Their phones were being spied on. Click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately. You know how the world was supposed to end in like 2012?
2012.
Everybody was like, oh fuck, we're gonna die, right?
Yeah.
So there's a theory that we actually all did die in 2012.
Yeah.
And life right now, right? You know how people say when they die, their life flashes before their eyes? But to them, it flashes and it's almost like they perceive time differently.
Oh, yeah.
So what if everybody died in 2012 and we're all experiencing life through a flash, right? But this flash feels like however long, 80 years, right?
Yeah.
But really, it's just happening within like a millisecond.
Within a millisecond, yeah. And then somebody's like presses the button and we just all wake up to nothing.
UFOs, unidentified objects, UAPs, whatever you would like to call them, are no longer just in our skies. The following footage was captured by a man in Russia. The exact place is unknown. He captures what appears to be a low, hovering UFO. And this thing is big. And quite honestly, the footage is spectacular. You can actually see this saucer-shaped craft. And we still don't know who they are, what they are, and what they want with us. Take a look at this footage, comment below, tell me what you think.
А у нас тут летающая тарелка зависла. Вон она. И уже долго-долго мы ее наблюдаем здесь. Вон она. Жуткая, конечно, капец.
So I'm walking along here, and I run into this tree with this stupid grin on his face. It's just like the most perfect tree face I've ever seen. And then I look over here, another tree with a stupid grin on its face. He's like a little less happy, you know, he's just more is what it is kind of tree.
This over here, this is triggering for millennials, and only millennials will know why.
Yo, trees like that are actually terrifying. I remember there was this one place by where I live, and there was like these two trees that had like faces actually carved into them. Like it was definitely creepy, I'm not gonna lie. I just thought it was cool, but after learning more about it, no, I definitely don't think it's cool anymore. And like a lot of these videos are creepy, but like you're not gonna sit here and try to convince me that you seen a tree walking the other day. Like even if you did actually catch them on camera, I feel like nobody would believe you. Even me, like if I genuinely walked outside and I seen a tree walking, I wouldn't even believe myself, I'm not gonna lie. I would just kind of accept it and move on with my life. But
The doll was moving ever so slowly, and this was not some sort of special battery-operated doll. It should not have been moving at all. In retaliation, Shirley went downstairs and threw the doll out the window before going back to bed and feeling safe.
Celebrities that are evil. Emma Watson. Selena Gomez. Justin Bieber. Drake. Barack Obama. Pope Francis. Messi. Johnny Depp. Jim Carrey. Leonardo DiCaprio. Brad Pitt.
10 Most Evil Actors in Hollywood History Part 2. 10. Lucille Ball. Behind her comedic brilliance, Ball was described as a tyrant, humiliating and belittling staff to maintain absolute control over her productions, overshadowing her iconic status. 9. Spencer Tracy. Tracy's reputation was tarnished by predatory behavior, using his influence to seduce and discard actresses, leaving a trail of exploitation behind his celebrated career. 8. W.C. Fields. Fields was infamous for terrifying child actors on set, taking pleasure in traumatizing them and reflecting a dark, hateful side behind his comedic persona. 7. Orson Welles. The genius behind Citizen Kane, Welles was known for destroying reputations and bullying colleagues, projecting his inner turmoil onto those around him. 6. Greta Garbo. While celebrated for her mystique, Garbo reportedly humiliated and excluded others to assert dominance, feeding off the pain she inflicted. 5. Elizabeth Montgomery. The bewitched star faced accusations of manipulating co-stars and staff to maintain her authority, creating tension on her projects. 4. Richard Burton. Burton's substance-fueled rages often led to psychological abuse in his relationships, most notably with Elizabeth Taylor, creating an aura of volatility around him. 3. Betty Hutton. Known for her talent, Hutton left a trail of broken relationships and reputations, wielding her fame as a weapon to dominate and control. 2. Montgomery Clift. While struggling with addiction and personal demons, Clift lashed out at colleagues and created chaos on film sets, adding tension to his brilliant but troubled legacy. 1. Judy Garland. A victim of Hollywood's abuses, Garland tragically perpetuated cycles of emotional abuse later in life, reflecting the lasting scars of her mistreatment.
The following video is from an unidentified woman who is absolutely terrified in her own home. She states that there's a toy that constantly goes off at all hours of the night, just as if a kid's playing with it. But it shouldn't be. There are no batteries in this toy. And as she goes to show you it and to basically unscrew the back, something interesting happens that's caught on camera, and it happens quickly. As she approaches the toy, it looks like as if it moves away from her. And then she shows you there are no batteries in this toy. Take a look at this footage and tell me what you think.
Vine a la cocina con un desarmador. Ya van varias veces que se prende. Sí, ve. Es lo que les decía, no nada más es este. Cualquier juguete se prende durante el día y ni siquiera nada más en la noche se prende a cualquier hora. ¿Ya vieron? Y no hay pilas. Ven, está prendido y sigue sin jalar. El botón se activa solo y empieza a jalar. Si lo apago y lo intento prender de nuevo ya no jala.
How does this even work? It's kind of crazy because like they do say spirits are energy, so maybe like that energy can be used to like make the toy work. But like as you could tell, she's literally shaking. Like I know a lot of people, you know, fake videos, do whatever, blah blah blah. But she literally did not put no cuts in this video. She grabs the toy while it was moving and then unscrews it, and there's no battery. So like what else? Like there's no other explanation for it. Like there's only so much you can fake, but this video genuinely does seem real. I've seen a lot of these videos and people have had stuff that have either no batteries or don't even work anymore, and the stuff just randomly starts working. So it's just proving more and more that there could be something out there that we do not know about.
These are some of the scariest conspiracy theories in the world, but we're gonna keep going until we find the craziest one. There's actually a huge conspiracy that the Denver International Airport is the Illuminati's headquarters, which is crazy. So basically, since a lot of people already have this conspiracy, the airport themselves have embraced the rumors by poking fun at it. Like they have billboards and posters around the airport that's like, hey, we're aliens. And people think that since they poke around and joke at it, that it's probably true, that why are they making fun of it?
ไอ้แดงกูเห็นนี่เห็นเลยแม่กูไม่ทันเลยด้วยนะครับเดินเข้าไปก่อนมันน่าจะบีเดี๋ยวเฮ้ยมันมีดวงไฟเว้ยเดี๋ยวอย่าเพิ่งใจเย็นไม่มีเฮ้ยบีดวงไฟนั่นน่ะรออยู่แล้วใจเย็นโอ้โหพี่เพื่อนดูนะผมส่องให้พี่ดูรอบๆที่ผมยืนอยู่นะผมจะหมุน360องศานะพี่นะเป็นพระมีพระพุทธรูปเป็นพันรอบตัวเราโอ้มาได้ไหมไอ้นั่นระวังอย่าเฮ้ยพี่นั่นพี่ดวงไฟอะไรอ่ะเป็นดวงไฟจริงนะตอนนี้เข้าใกล้เด็ดขาดทำไมอ่ะอ๋อใช่จำได้ไหมจำได้ตั้งสติเราสองพยายามอย่าตะเลิดไอ้แนทเนี่ยดวงไฟที่บอกว่าลอยอ่ะระวังอย่าเข้าไปเนี่ยเหมือนเขาลอยจากข้างล่างแล้วก็กำลังจะลอยขึ้นข้างบนนะพี่แนทมึงอยู่พี่อย่าเพิ่งเสียงเมื่อกี้ดวงไฟมันตกลงข้างล่างตรงไหนลงข้างล่างเมื่อกี้เหมือนไม่ก็ว่ากูเมื่อกี้เหมือนกูโดนอะไรแต่กูไม่มีมันมีมือดำๆออกมาจากในองค์พระเนี้ยกูนึกว่ากูกิ่งไม้กูนึกบอกว่าเหมือนมือเหมือนโดนอะไรเมื่อกี้กล้องเห็นด้วยเอาดีๆเห็นจริงเห็นแต่มีมือยื่นออกมาจากองค์พระเลยเหมือนสัมผัสกูนึกว่ากิ่งไม้หรือใบไม้กูถึงบอกเหมือนมือจับอะไรเลยเฮียตั้งสตินะเราห้ามหลุดเด็ดขาดอะไรวะมดพี่อย่าทำได้แค่นี้เหรอขอแรงๆหน่อยครับทำได้แค่นี้เหรอฮะไอ้เนี่ยไปบีอย่าวิ่งนะอยู่เฉยๆนะบีมีอะไรจะตะคบมึงกูมีความรู้สึกแต่หันไปไม่มีมันเป็นโรคบีเดี๋ยวนะเห็นอะไรเดี๋ยวนะไอ้แทบได้ยินเสียงใช่ไหมมันมีเสียงพอเราเอาจีวรมาคุมอะเหมือนเขาจะอยู่กับเราไกลๆไม่ได้คือไงนะใกล้ๆไม่ได้พูดผิดอยู่ใกล้ไม่ได้ใช่พอเราอยู่ไปหามันเสียงอยู่ไหนอะไร เฮ้ยอย่าดูเลยดิไว้มึงออกไปดิไปอะไรมีมันมีอะไรจะจับมึงอีกแล้วอ่ะสีดำเด็ดขาดเฮ้ยบีไปเร็ววิ่งออกไปตรงทางอย่าเพิ่งออกฉันมายังอะไรมันจะเข้าร่างมึงอีกแล้วอ่ะบีตอนนี้มึงฟังกูแตกตรงเนี้ยเราจะต้องเจอบี
I know this video is supposed to be creepy and scary, and it low-key is. I'm not gonna lie, like it's creepy. Like I don't know how they got here. I don't know where they are. I don't know why they're here. I don't know why she's carrying a giant pencil that's on fire. Like there's so many questions I have. But this video is so funny. Like I'm literally just gonna put it in here because it's actually funny. Like, you know, I know y'all need a good laugh. Y'all had long days and stuff, so you know I'm gonna give y'all a little laugh, I guess. But because there's actually parts in this video that are really creepy. I'm like, yo, what? But then he's just making it so much worse. It's like they're just making a serious situation so unserious. Honestly, you know, I hope it made y'all a little, you know, hope we gave y'all a little smile, a little laugh for the day. I know this is creepy as TikToks, but I guess it's the creepiest and the funniest TikToks because that was definitely a good video. Whether it was real or not, it was a good video.
He received a box of strange items, then shortly after he hears this. A man named Apollo received a box of strange items from someone he knows who practices some form of magic. It didn't take long for things to go wrong from there onwards.
My dog's freaking out. I keep hearing like knocking at my door. I look out the window. There's nothing. See what I mean? Stay in here, buddy. I'll put them things in that damn cabinet. What the fuck was that? Yeah, I gotta get rid of these damn things.
Shortly after opening the door, the camera he had set up facing the collection falls over on its own. Could he have just welcomed an entity inside his house?
If you know you reptilian shapeshifters.
The world is controlled by shape-shifting lizard people.
Did you know Justin is actually a lizard person?
Okay, maybe it was a little sus how he like shook it off.
Hundreds of fans claim they saw Justin Bieber
Separate incident.
turn into a giant reptile.
What's your problem?
Yeah, it takes a competent person to understand.
But it is going to bother you because you're human, and I was human. I am human, still.
That's the most natural smile I've ever seen out of Mark Zuckerberg.
I can look like a frog.
Oh, God.
Now that's just a funny connection.
I've got one that can see.
25 and Michael Jackson has no more than 5 years left. At the other end, you have a long, healthy life, and so will George Bush and Nicole Richie. I hear yelling in the booth. Are they yelling at me for the way I read that?
They
or
did great.
Just stop it. She's okay.
I could hear you. I heard you.
But if you weren't already crazy,
What's wrong?
Well, they're all around us and we never knew it. You can only see them with these special glasses.
Starts to form around his eye, sort of cupping it. It seems that it happens for a few seconds before he realizes it and tries to cover it up by touching the area.
Blake is a reptile.
There's another thing. Human roots
reptile guys. I mean, do you like pizza?
Bro.
Me too, man.
If you know, you know.
You're so stupid.
It's crazy.
A demonic spirit descended upon Beyonce during a concert, and she appeared to be possessed in the middle of her performance. A spirit came from heaven to attack her during the concert, causing people to run away to save their lives, fearing that they would also be affected. According to eyewitnesses, the reason for this was simple. Beyonce had invoked the name of the devil in vain during her various performances. As a result, she was abruptly invaded, and some even claim she had made pacts with the devil. But let's forget all that and stay focused. It should be noted that Beyonce has always faced criticism for her dark and sometimes incomprehensible performances, known for her dark music videos. Beyonce gained popularity with her very first viral hit, Killing Time. She is an artist who consistently shocks netizens on social media and even during her concerts. Her affinity for the devil is evident and not hidden. Beyonce has an unconditional love for the devil, and even in most of her concerts, she is always accompanied by spirits. Take a look at all of this and share your thoughts on Beyonce in the comments.
They say an extraterrestrial race exists in our seas and oceans. This girl, captured in Hibernian Nordic on camera exiting the ocean, wearing translucent clothes, and with the features of an aquatic extraterrestrial described by nations such as Russia, with huge eyes, blonde hair, and a hair bun, and with a pale hue. Watch this.
This video raises a lot of concerns and questions because obviously I don't think she noticed what was behind her. And my question is, what happened after? Like, did that thing just disappear, or did it like confront her, or did she just think it was a normal person? Like, that is clearly not a person. Like, it looks like a person, but there's just something off about them. You know, it could be edited, it could be staged, I have no idea, but that does not look like a real person. This whole video just gives me a very like off vibe, and you know, could this mean there's aliens? Could this mean there's robots? We will never know until I guess the aliens or robots are here. So actually they're supposed to pay us a visit in 2 months, so I guess we'll find out then. But till then, we're just gonna be watching creepy TikToks. But you know, I'll make sure to do a vlog when they're coming to visit.
The Weeknd's new album talks about the firmament, the end times, and the music industry taking singers to hell.
Yo, there's no way.
What's scarier than the TikToks we're about to watch today is the fact that 90% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more creepy videos.
That something would happen during this gathering that would haunt them forever. Be sure to pay close attention, as no one had noticed it until looking closely. Take a look. As the camera pans over to the hallway, a shadow-like figure can be seen bolting down the hall at a speed beyond human capacity. Its rapid movement and dark appearance were enough to leave the family extremely unsettled. Viewers believe that the ceremony might have had something to do with the sudden appearance of this figure. They can't help but think that this may have been some sort of dark entity that was provoked by the ceremony. Not much info is given on this video, so it's hard to be sure if that's so. But whether paranormal or not, the sudden appearance of this dark figure is creepy alone. Just what exactly was caught on camera?
Given the situation and everything going on, it does appear to be some sort of spirit, because obviously this is a very religious gathering and they're praying. So, you know, you can see it go by very fast. You know, no person is moving like that. There should be nobody running around at a gathering like this. So it's kind of hard to tell what it is or who it is, but it was a dark figure that ran by the door. So it doesn't seem to be a very good spirit.
You know what the darkest conspiracy theory about aliens is? That Earth is essentially a farm and human beings are the vessels that contain souls, and they want us because this is how they create souls. And so they're farming us. They've created us. So we started off as primates, and through some sort of genetic intervention, I'm not saying I believe this. I'm just saying that this is like top of the food chain, put your tinfoil hat on super tight, that they farm us. And that the whole reason why human beings are involved in this conflict, constant conflict, it's all of it is to increase our competition with each other, increase our ability to control resources, which will increase our technology, which will ultimately lead to us creating this being that we're going to create.
Casanet went to Playboy Carti's Rolling Loud performance, and he found out just how demonic shit really get. If I was Kai in that situation, and I seen what I seen from one of Playboy Carti mans, I'm walking off the set. I don't give a fuck about no VIP. You and everybody else there that was on that Rolling Loud set was welcomed into that ritual. They even had to stop the set midway through because they said 10 people passed out. Look, y'all. People still don't understand. So as you heard, 10 people had passed out in the crowd during his set. I do not know if anybody had passed away, but that's crazy, y'all. This is the dude I'm talking about, though. Look at this. Look at this man, y'all. Watch what he throw up. He praising him right in front of everybody's face. Watch Kai. I'm telling y'all, this is what his music is about. It looked like hell on stage. I don't know what to tell y'all. That is not hip hop. That's scream hop. That's emo music. And I'm kind of upset at Kai. If you can make that face with your eyes big like this, and you like, what the is going on? Why would you still get on stage? You have the motion. You don't need that kind of motion. That shit turned that boy into an animal on stage. He ripped his tank top and everything, not knowing that that music is the reason why he was acting like that. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, and share.
The Weeknd's new album talks about the firmament, the end times, and the music industry taking singers to hell. A couple of you guys told me to look at Timeless by The Weeknd and Playboy Carti. He says, city on fire when I'm coming home, fill up the sky, I fill up the dome, the firmament. They all know about the firmament. All the people fooling the masses, they all know. It's obvious to them, and they're laughing at us. I got a priest, he got a cross, get out of line, send him to God. I shed a tear, pray for a loss, oh yeah. So the video for this has some really interesting visuals. Here it looks like they're in hell, and take notice of this hell mouth. If you guys are familiar with Travis Scott's Astro World, he has very similar imagery. They're taking from this painting called Christ in Limbo. This is on the outer circle of hell. There's like a giant being that swallows people that are going to hell. And there's all different pictures of hellmouth. Then we had a close-up of hell with the full moon in the background. Then a quick flash of a sign that says paradise. Playboy Carti flashing his pentagram necklaces. The Weeknd doing an Illuminati symbol. He did it like 5 times. This is just 2 pictures. But I want to draw your attention to the album. It's called Hurry Up Tomorrow, and the picture is him screaming in agony. But look at the song list. Wake Me Up featuring Justice. Until We're Skin and Bones. Baptized in Fear. Open Hearts, Opening Night, Reflections Laughing, Enjoy the Show featuring Future, Given Up on Me, I Can't Wait to Get There, Take Me Back to LA, Big Sleep, Give Me Mercy, The Abyss, Red Terror, Without a Warning, and then Hurry Up Tomorrow. Give Me Mercy, Conversations with the Sky, Mercy on My Soul, Things I Should Have Known, Master of Deceptive Lies. Every time I lost my way, I lost my faith. Devil Tricks with Paradise, None of It Is True. Fighting for Your Light, Hoping that it's worth all the bleeding. Big Sleep. Well, you used up your borrowed life, and you wasted your borrowed time. Big Sleep, Big Sleep. You barely put up a fight, ready for the forever night. I can't wait to get there. The darkness keeps you shining. Just sign on the dotted line. I can't wait to get there. Guys, this is not just art. All Christians are screaming from the rooftops that we're in the last minutes of the end times. The entertainment industry has been putting subtle hints out, and now we have stuff that's this obvious. Stop listening to this crap and get right with Jesus. He is coming back soon.
Honestly, bro, this stuff is not even surprising anymore. They put it so much in our face and we just, kind of look over it. But these celebrities are very demonic sometimes, and they're giving us clear messages and we have to just pick up on it. But you never know how this stuff can affect you and the energy it may bring into your life. So this is why you cannot support people like this that represent demonic figures, because it can bring a lot of bad stuff around. So, and it's just, not good to put yourself around any bad energy or, consume any of that. But I wonder why these people do this. Like, maybe it's for some sort of gain, or like they get paid to promote this sort of stuff. I'm not sure why it's so heavily pushed, but it's getting really, really creepy. Why are they pushing such dark energy on everybody? Shouldn't everybody be worried about being better and being positive? But like, I don't know, there's a lot of dark, evil people out there, so y'all gotta be careful. And they're always right in front of our eyes.
She saw one of the cabin doors was open, but when she looks inside, she sees this. User Dualupe was staying at a cabin for her sister's birthday when she notices a cabin that seemingly looks abandoned, with the door left open, so she decides to investigate.
Casita del árbol, así como para niños, no sé, pero se ve muy tenebroso. No sé si se vaya a caer esto porque está como todo podrido. Y no veo como para encender las luces ni nada. Mira, allá está la cabaña. Y... No tiene luz. Hay como una mesa, ganchitos de ropa y televisor.
Lupe screams in terror as someone or something inside the cabin suddenly shuts the door, but she didn't notice. When she got closer, whoever or whatever this is can be seen quickly moving behind the door. Lupe runs for her life.
This video was terrifying, but I mean, it kind of seems fake because she literally screamed before the door even closed. But you can see some sort of spirit or figure that's standing at the door. It kind of looks like a human, but not really. I don't know, it just seems kind of set up and organized. Nobody screams before something happens, so it does seem like a very scripted reaction. But this video is really creepy, I'm not gonna lie. So whether it's real or not, I don't know. This is just terrifying. And don't do this at home, because, well, you wouldn't be at home doing this, but like, just, don't go to creepy abandoned tree houses or something. I don't know, just don't do that.
What is in the baby's room? Is this a spirit?
I would say this video is fake, but you could actually tell that this baby had some sort of reaction from what happened. Like when the light shined and there was something moving around, this baby started crying and was visibly distressed. So there might have actually been something there that we cannot see. Obviously we can see it in the clip, but maybe the baby's seen more than we can see, and we weren't there, so we can't really tell. But it is an ongoing thing that spirits torment people that are vulnerable or more impressionable or can't really say anything, which is why younger people or older people that are going through stuff typically seem to have more interactions with the afterlife. But this is just really terrifying, and make sure you guys keep a good eye on your kids. And yeah,
he was exploring an abandoned prison when he sees a nightmare. A man named Michael was exploring an old abandoned prison in Nashville when he starts hearing eerie voices while walking through the building. As he heads towards the source of the voices, he sees this.
Yeah, I'm at this abandoned prison in Nashville, and I've been hearing voices, and I'm not sure if it's real or not. Oh my god.
A large figure with glowing eyes can be seen lurking in the darkness behind the door, just watching him. Michael takes a few seconds to notice the glowing eyes moving fast. Realizing that it was something big and tall, and likely not human, Michael just decides to turn around and run out of there. The way the figure moved and based on the height of the eyes, it doesn't appear to be any animal from Nashville. So just what?
I'm just gonna say this is fake so I can sleep tonight, because I promise you, if I walk through that door and I seen a giant monster, I don't know whether to be scared or laugh, because that is definitely one goofy monster. Bro's eyes are spread way too far apart. But then again, like, if I seen that in a abandoned dark building, I'm good. But y'all let me know what you think it is in the comments.
This was the only governmentally confirmed case of possession.
We treated it like we were the discovery of any new destructive force.
It's her. She's still doing it.
Much of what we did mirrored the testing procedures used in the early atomic testing.
She's doing it to the dog. What mattered now was national security.
The DoD got involved with the Atticus Institute after they caught wind of her insane psychic abilities.
This was a coordinated military effort with support from the highest levels of the government.
At the same time, the Soviets had also been doing a massive amount of research into paranormal abilities and psychical powers.
We left nothing to chance. All evidence was thoroughly reviewed by top Defense Department analysts. Tissue samples were extracted, blood samples taken.
The U.S. military thought they had just found their perfect subject. However, nothing would go as planned.
Plans were immediately put in place to contain the situation.
Going in.
We don't control this. It's not just us who will be at risk.
What if I told you the Matrix was right when it said 1999 was the peak of human civilization? Think about it. At the end of the 20th century, we had the perfect mix. Technology was exciting but not invasive. The internet was a tool, not a cage. And we still valued face-to-face connections. In the movie, they called it living in a dream world, maybe because we believed everything they told us. Civilization was living in a bubble, shielded from the ugly truths of the system. They also said, at some point in the early 21st century, all of mankind was united in celebration. We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI. Prophetic, isn't it? Because right now we're doing just that, celebrating AI, letting it write, create, and even think for us. But here's the scary part. The more it does, the less we do. Just like they said, the moment AI started thinking for us, it stopped being our civilization and started being theirs. And here's the kicker. Evolution. Morpheus. Evolution. And that line wasn't just about machines getting smarter. It's about humanity giving up control, letting the systems we created define what evolution even means. We've gone from shaping the world to being shaped by it. So where is this all heading? A society where algorithms make all the big decisions, where we're plugged into screens 24/7, living in curated realities. It's what they warned us about, but we don't even see it because we're too busy marveling at how convenient everything's become. The Matrix didn't just predict the future, it showed us the path we were already on. And the question is, do we keep walking it, or do we finally wake up? I'm going to go ahead and say this is just a joke for entertainment purposes.
Amanda specializes in talking to the dead. In one instance, Amanda was doing live stream with two friends when all of a sudden, something from the corner of the room catches her attention.
Good? He drank
all of it.
Yeah. You good?
Like 10 minutes this went on. And I'm like, oh my god, could you stop?
Oh, you're looking at your cat.
No, somebody just walked through my kitchen and Bobby freaked out. Did you see him run?
I saw, yeah.
He's still sitting there looking at it. What is it? And his like tail is
Yeah, I saw his tail.
I'll move. Is the person still there? Bobby, you okay? I don't know. It still like feels really weird in here, but I only saw that like for a second. That's also the same direction that when you said that there were. Oh my god, it's Brendan. He's outside now, thank God. Brendan? No, he's not. Stop, Amanda. No, it's not.
No, he's not. There's literally. Wait, how'd your door just open?
Initially thinking that Brendan, her husband, was messing around with her, she proceeds to open the door. But like something out of a horror movie, she finds no one there. It is at this point when Amanda instinctually shuts and locks the door.
Honestly, the whole communicating the spirits thing, I'm not really too sure. Like, I'd have to look more into that to give my opinion. Because a lot of these people just kind of look for attention and they probably can't even really do that stuff. But this clip is really terrifying because it seems to be nobody there. And obviously the cat is even reacting, which it could just be a person. But when they go to the door, there seems to be nobody there. But we can't really get a closer look. Maybe someone pushed the door open and ran away. This could be just for a viral moment, obviously. But we'll never really be able to tell. You know, this stuff is obviously real. But do I believe that they could talk to spirits? I'm not too sure. Because there's a lot of frauds out there. So y'all let me know your thoughts about this clip in the comments.
Who do you think really runs the world?
You're going to go there, with the question. Who do I think runs the world? So I used to ask the question, I said, who's got the most power in America? Is it Congress? Is it president? Is it the CEOs of virtual governments? We're talking Google, Twitter, Facebook, you know, those guys, Amazon, you know, or is it billionaires? Okay, you know, the most richest man in the world. Who's got the most power? And you'd be amazed how few people say president. Does it come and go? You know, the famous quote with Putin that he says, you know, the American presidents, you don't have to worry about it. They're going to be there 4 to 8 years. Some suits are running, you know, and run the country behind closed doors. And he's got a very good point when he says something like that.
The men in black are real. For decades, people have reported encountering these strange men after they witness a UFO. In many cases, they show up at witnesses' houses in vintage black cars to ask bizarre and intimidating questions. There's also something strange about them, as they appear devoid facial features, or are often sickly pale, and act almost robotic with their movements. It's said that these are either government agents, or aliens trying to cover up UFO activity. That is why many believe.
Did you know that the Statue of Liberty might have a hidden, darker meaning? Stick around because this story is packed with mysterious twists and intriguing facts. And don't forget to follow our channel for more mind-blowing revelations. Some believe that the Statue of Liberty, an iconic symbol of freedom, actually represents Lucifer. Let's dive deeper into this theory. The statue's crown has 7 points, which some say symbolize the 7 deadly sins, a stark contrast to the traditional view of enlightenment and freedom. The torch she holds is another point of contention. It's widely accepted as a beacon of liberty and hope, but some argue it represents Lucifer, often called the light bearer. This interpretation suggests that the statue's light is not about freedom from oppression, but rather a more sinister kind of freedom, freedom from God. There's more. The designer of the statue, Frederick Auguste Bartholdi, was a known Freemason. Some conspiracy theorists suggest that the Masonic influence imbued the statue with hidden esoteric meanings. Could the statue be part of a Luciferian agenda that has been unfolding for centuries? This theory posits that what we celebrate as liberty might be masking an agenda that's far more complex and eerie. Is it mere coincidence, or is there a hidden truth lurking in plain sight? If you found this intriguing, make sure to follow our channel. We've got more
Skinwalkers are real.
I'm not too sure how I feel about Skinwalkers because some of these clips just seem really off and like, how would this even happen? Obviously, that's the whole point of Skinwalker. It's just something that's, you know, you don't really see every day or wouldn't typically catch. But some of these clips just seem very off. Like, they're really scary, don't get me wrong. But like, you know, I'm good. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and be like, oh my gosh, this is so scary and real. Like, you know, that's just, why would I do that? But, you know, these clips are creepy though. But yeah, I don't know if Skinwalkers are actually chilling out here.
Extremely dark conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. MK Ultra, a mysterious project that was covertly conducted by the CIA during the 1950s and 1960s. It was a time when American citizens were selected without their consent to become subjects of experimentation in the field of mind control. As part of this project, a variety of techniques were used, including the administration of hallucinogenic substances like
These are things that people just don't understand about the dark web. Part 2. Number 1, the dark web was actually made by the US government. Tor was actually made in the 90s by the US Navy so the government could have secure communication lines. Now, as you can imagine, this has led to a lot of conspiracy theories, most notably that the government left a backdoor in Tor so they could watch your activity. But this is largely considered a myth now because the Tor project is completely open source and no one has been able to find any proof of any malicious code or backdoors that might allow for this. Number 2, it's actually not illegal to go on the dark web. There's definitely a lot of illegal things that you can do on the dark web, which I don't recommend. Just going on the dark web won't actually get you in trouble as long as you're not doing anything bad. And number 3, the dark web is not just used for bad things. I know in pop culture it has a pretty bad reputation and sounds pretty scary, but there's actually a lot of good use cases for it. For example, a lot of people who live under authoritarian governments have used the dark web to avoid government censorship and let the world know about the human rights violations they're experiencing. Also, a lot of scientists will post their academic articles for free on the dark web to make their research more widely available. If you think this kind of stuff is interesting and you want to learn how to turn it into a high-paying career, follow me and check out my free guide.
I had no idea about this before doing research for this video, but there is a very popular theory that James Earl Ray did not kill Martin Luther King Jr. So much so that the King family filed a civil suit against the state saying that they had the wrong man. Up to the point that Martin's son Dexter King was visiting James Earl Ray nearly weekly in prison talking to him about how they need to get him out. It got to such a point that they put together a committee, also known as the House Select Committee on Assassinations, to determine if MLK was killed by James Earl Ray. Which also on that committee they rolled the JFK shooting, and you know how I feel about that one. It being no secret that the government hated Martin Luther King, doing everything from denying his concealed carry permit to writing him letters in an attempt to make him kill himself. Several believe that perhaps James Earl Ray was just part of a greater conspiracy, and I went down such a rabbit hole with this there will probably be a deeper dive, so stay tuned.
Man, you ever hear about like this black car, this black trailer thing? What the fuck? Are you okay, man?
Yo, that is actually crazy. Like, could you imagine you're worrying about the well-being of an old lady strolling down the road and then she just turns to you and starts charging you? Like, what are you doing in this situation, bro? I'm not gonna lie, Granny might have to get the left hook. Good, I'm not trying to get NFL tackled by no old lady, so y'all just be safe out there and watch out for these weird occurrences, I guess.
Infamous serial Son of Sam did not act alone. And by the end of this video, I think you'll agree with me. So, you probably know the Son of Sam story already. In the 1970s in New York City, a man nicknamed the 44 caliber killer, or the Son of Sam, terrorized the city. In total, 11 people were wounded and 6 people were murdered by gun violence. So at the end of the day, evidence led police to the front doorstep of David Berkowitz. And eventually he confessed to the killings and that was it. History knows him as the only Son of Sam killer. But I think that there were multiple satanic killers that aided in this murder spree. So let's look at some of the evidence. So, first of all, this is one of the letters that the Son of Sam sent the newspaper in New York. In it, he says, these are some names to help you: the Wicked King Wicker, the Duke of Death, the 22 Disciples of Hell, and John Wheaties. Now, obviously, this also says Sam's creation, so let's dig into this a little bit. So this is Sam Carr. He lived really close to where Berkowitz lived, and David Berkowitz claimed that it was Sam's dog that instructed him to murder people. In some of the letters, David Berkowitz claims that Sam keeps him chained in the attic and says a lot of stuff about Sam himself. Now, what's interesting is that Sam Carr was actually known by people who lived in the area and police officers to be a very abusive man. He was known to have abused his sons. And now let's talk right here about John Wheaties. This is John, who people presume Son of Sam was talking about in that letter. John Wheat Carr. John Carr was Sam Carr's son. He lived in the same house, and he was allegedly a part of the satanic cult that David Berkowitz also belonged to. Now, one thing people always point out about the Son of Sam killings is that a lot of the sketches of the shooters just don't match up to David Berkowitz. But a lot of people point out that some of them eerily resemble John Carr himself. There's also Michael Carr, John's brother, who allegedly was also in the same satanic cult, and he bears an eerie resemblance to some of these sketches too. Now, there are a lot of strange details about John Carr's life and his possible involvement with this murder spree, but one of the strangest things I think about this entire case is how John Carr died right after Son of Sam, David Berkowitz, was arrested. So John Carr served in the Air Force in North Dakota, and right before David Berkowitz was arrested and found out to be the Son of Sam killer, he moved back to North Dakota. Now, what's interesting is that friends of John Carr who lived in North Dakota claimed later on that John had mentioned David Berkowitz's name a number of times before he was arrested. This is a proven link between the two, that he was very, very familiar with David Berkowitz. Other people who knew John Carr in North Dakota also claimed that he did satanic rituals in his house and outside of his house. Even the local sheriff in Minot, North Dakota claimed that John Carr had sacrificed German shepherds, just like the German shepherds that were sacrificed as a part of the Son of Sam murders. So in February of 1978, less than a year after Son of Sam was arrested, John Carr went to seek mental health help in North Dakota. And his counselor later went on the record and said that John Carr talked to them about his involvement with the occult and Satanism. At one point, John Carr told the people that he knew in North Dakota that he had something to go handle in New York City, and he never opened up about what it was that he had to go do in the city. And a short while later, John Carr was found in his home in Minot, North Dakota, less than a year after the Son of Sam was ended. People believe that John Carr was the trigger man in a number of these shootings. And although his was initially ruled an unaliving by himself, now it's been regarded as more of a murder because of the way that he had been shot and killed, and it was also reported that there was a pentagram and other satanic things written in blood around John Carr's body when it was discovered by the police. Then there's Michael Carr, John Carr's brother. He also was reportedly a member of the Son of Sam cult, and it's also been reported that he was the trigger man in some of these cases. This is what people who research this case believe. And about a year and a half after David Berkowitz was arrested, Michael Carr died in a very suspicious car accident. He was driving really fast on the road in New York City, and he just smashed into something on the side of the road. Nobody else was injured in this car accident. He was basically just found on the side of the road inside of his vehicle. People obviously claim that he was ran off the road, he was forced to crash his car, and he was killed. But the more you dig into the Son of Sam conspiracy, the more you're going to be convinced that David Berkowitz did not kill all of his victims. This is literally only the very, very beginning of this. If you want to hear more about this, let me know. I'm very passionate about this topic, so I'll make a part 2.
Okay, so tell him, Mom. Pues ahorita voy a ver porque mi papá creo que está aquí cuidándome, cuidando a mis hijos y creo que él sí me está escuchando. Okay, do it. Pa, si me estás escuchando y estás aquí con nosotros, abre la puerta.
Explain, the door's closed.
La puerta estaba cerrada.
Okay, close it again so we can do it one more time.
Y voy a...
Let's try it one more time, guys. Go, Mom.
Okay, pa.
And we're gonna show you guys that we're not lying. Push on it, Brianna. Hard.
I'm really not too sure how this stuff works. Obviously, we don't know too much about the afterlife, so it's really hard to tell if this is actually someone in their family that passed away, or if this is some sort of spirit that is messing with them. The door's opening and nobody's doing it. But, you know, it's hard to tell whether this is the actual person or there's something in between that's messing with them, trying to get their attention. And evil spirits are going to do anything they can to gain people's trust and, you know, let themselves into people's lives to create more dark energy and take over. There's no telling what could be going on, but y'all make sure you stay safe and watch out for stuff like this because it's really scary.
President Kennedy was
because he was going to release information on this. It's a burned document that was found, I want to say like 6 or 7 years ago, and it talked about buildings being on the dark side of the moon. He was in the Navy. He had a top security clearance. He was going to be handling video and film that came back from combat missions. And he goes, he got brought into a room one day. He said, the guy said, stay here, wait right here, I'll be right back. And he goes, so I'm standing in this dark room where they're developing the film, and the guy says, hey man, you want to see something really cool? Come over here. So he's like, oh, okay. So he goes, I go over there and check it out. And he starts showing me buildings on the dark side of the moon. And he said to me, these aren't ours. 40 different creatures that were coming here, 40 different aliens or 40 different terrestrials, ETs that were coming here. One of the former prime ministers of England said the U.S. has been dealing with a group called the Tall Whites for like the last 15 or 20 years. The Tall Whites were a group of very Nordic looking extraterrestrials, very tall, light hair, just very, very big. There was some talk that in the early 30s that there was a guy, his name was Thor, and he was a tall white, and he was working within the Senate and Congress. So, UFOs were as real as planes that fly over your house. I mean, he said, there's no denying it. They're there. We know they're there.
Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite part of the video made you tremble in your boots, and we're going to be on to the next one.